Hello, welcome back to Chrysalis Invictus Tarot. If you are a new subscriber, we're still a small channel, but I really appreciate everyone who is showing up and leaving comments and bringing their energy to this project. We have a reading today, messages from Turtle. It's not entirely a turtle. You'll see here we have Tortoise and Sea Turtle mostly, but still, we're exploring messages from turtle-like beings, I guess you could say. And this could be something that you've been called to. Perhaps turtles have been showing up for you, or maybe not. Maybe there's just a message here for you. And I want to call in your guides, my guides, any energies or entities, ancestors that wish to be with us tonight. Sending healing back and showing our love and appreciation for those who have carried these traditions forward, traditions of divination and the like. We honor and respect these practices, and that we can practice them freely. So taking some long, slow, deep breaths in through the nose, letting the shoulders relax down from the ears. Really come into a state of presence in selecting your pile. Our first pile is the turtle, and it's a sea turtle. We have the tortoise, another sea turtle, and another sea turtle. This is from the Dreamscape Oracle deck. Really beautiful deck. So selecting from your intuition, and I will meet you at your pile. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So you chose the turtle. It represents retreats. Stop trying to make something happen. The message from Turtle in this situation, from the energy of Turtle, is very direct. Okay, so things are or they aren't. So where in your life are you creating complications, or are there unnecessary complications that maybe just they're just making something more than it needs to be? This sea turtle is surrounded by clear waters. And so I feel that really what this is about is moving away, retreating from situations that are senselessly complex. And maybe it's just your perception of it that's complex, and what you are needing to do is change your perspective or shift your focus in some way to what is simple, what is at the heart of everything. So let's take a look at, that's a great question. So we'll start with that. The heart, are we taking all 3? We are. Okay. So the Page of Pentacles, there's a situation that has been moving very slowly. The communication in this situation has been moving very slowly. So we have the 9 of Pentacles. I'm really feeling like this is relating to, in some way, your career or a material situation. It could be your health as well. So there's a message here about weight loss, that if you are on a weight loss journey, let's say that you keep facing these moments of doubt that it's been working, and you're reminded that this is an unfolding process, that it takes time to achieve your goals. It takes time to do things properly. And the same thing goes for your career. I see that there's an independence that you've cultivated, but there's some kind of okay, so there's some kind of strong black line drawn through the sand is what I'm hearing. Strong black line drawn through the sand. So a very hard boundary that was set, and it's really confusing, this boundary. It doesn't make sense. Let's clarify these cards. Page of Pentacles. Okay. So you feel like you're stuck. I can see why this is a tangle. I can see why this is senselessly complicated. So we're going to try and untangle this complicated situation. You left. Ah. So for some of you, this is a situation where what's complicated is that you haven't moved on, that you still perceive that you're at a crossroads, or you still perceive that you have a choice or had a choice. Instead of recognizing that you've already moved into this space of strength building. Like it's interesting. It's like you're farther along than you think you are. And the best situation for you has already happened. You moved away from something, but you're still acting as if you are tangled up in it. And so what's really being asked of you here is to untangle yourself from that. And so what comes? Yeah, so it's like you moved away or you left a community, but you're still tying yourself back to it, and it's just complicating your life. It's like you retreated, but you didn't fully retreat. You went away, but you didn't fully go away because you're still like mentally, even physically, seemingly experiencing these things. Okay. So what's ahead is this Empress and Ace of Wands. There's this creative idea. There's this really bountiful situation that you are coming into once you let this go. But again, it feels like you already technically let this go. You already, hopped on the ship and went away, but you're acting as if you're still in the center of it. It's like you haven't realized that you've already left, or that you're no longer in that situation. But I see this beautiful, like really bountiful time, this like abundance. If you're looking for love, there's definitely a counterpart coming in through this untangling. It's like this tangle. I don't know why I see like an animal in a race where there's like there's a gate, and then the gate has to be lifted for the animal to run. I don't know what kind of, it's like a dog race. I don't know anything about dog races, and I don't know if I agree with them. I don't know. So the problematic nature of this example aside, it's like the dog can't run if the gate's there, and the gate is you. So you're telling the dog to run, but the dog can't run because the gate's there, because you have it there, you've put it there. All right, so let's see if we can get some advice about this. What kind of advice do we need about passing through this gate. Let's do some divine doors. We're going to get some, we'll get several oracle cards here. Distant dream. The distance calls your heart to roam free. As you dare to dream it, so must it be. This is like, the distant dream is here. The distant dream, you're already there. The candle burnt out. Okay, we'll take all of them. We've got a lot of oracle messages for you. So secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories in sketches for others to find. It feels like you've been breadcrumbing yourself, honestly. It's like everything that you've been wanting to come in, the whole vision of your life, it's like that vision has already started. You're already in it. And it's uncovering and gathering those breadcrumbs and following the path that you laid out for yourself. This isn't even a path that someone else has laid out for you. It's a path that has been laid out for you. And so when I think about turtle, I think about, you know, that shell going inward, protecting oneself. And it's almost like you're protecting yourself against your own dreams. A moment's joy. It says, sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. Yeah, it's almost like if you just stood there. I'm getting this vision of a city at night. You know, that feeling of being out and maybe even walking in the middle of a street, in a city at night, and just it's summer air and you take a breath and everything feels right and perfect and present, and all the pieces of your life come together. You can see clearly the gifts you have in your life. It's one of those moments. It's one of those times. And not that you can create moments like that, but you can certainly start to unfold your vision and your perspective. Three-eyed raven. Okay, so someone out there, maybe several of you, there are artists and writers in this pile for sure. And you are already creating the work that you are meant to be creating. So maybe you don't recognize this as the work, or you think that your work was supposed to be something else, but you are achieving that path, achieving that dream through whatever it is that you're doing right now. Three-eyed raven says, sunrise. As sunrise, it's very dark in here. I know, like, you can maybe see it, but I have a hard time. So, as sunrise hits upon the dew, a messenger raven calls out with news. Prepare for the unexpected. Yeah, and this is what I'm getting with the... It's funny because when this hits, it is going to feel like, of course, it was there all along. It's going to seem really obvious, and you're going to find it, I think you're going to find it kind of funny that you didn't see it all along. It's literally like, you're like, I want to get into that room. I want to get into that room. I want to get into that room. And then you like realize that you're already standing in the room. And nomad. Okay, so there's another aspect to this as well. So for some of you, this involves travel. So there's some sort of like travel goal that you have set for yourself. And currently with, I'm filming this during the time of pandemic. Perhaps you're watching this after. It is a timeless reading, but there could be restrictions with this, the Three of Wands in reverse. That would definitely indicate that there could be restrictions on traveling, but you know that traveling is part of being in the room, for instance. It's part of that vision, but you have laid a foundation for that to happen whenever it is allowed. So if it's not allowed right now, wherever you're at, when it is, you've already set up your life so that that will easily come to you. You are already on this path. You are already there. You just have to see it. So Nomad says I really can't see this one. The nomadic wanderer lies deep inside, so take the leap now. Don't crawl back and hide. Crawl back and hide like the turtle. Yeah, and I think a big question here is, how do you hide from your own life? How do you hide from your destiny or your goals or your magic or whatever you want to call it? We're going to get some crystal wisdom. I think 2 for you, but we'll see how many pop out. I was going to pull 1 door and we have 5 doors. And maybe the doors here are significant. That's why I've laid them that way. This always reminds me of that movie with Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts about the place in London, England. Leave it in the comments down below. I know that movie, and I don't know why I can't think of the name of the movie. But you've got all different kinds of doors and thresholds to move through. So it looks like this has been a very interesting and varied journey. You've had a lot of, like a big variety of lessons to get you here. And that's probably why it's felt really slow, but it's all there. It's all there. We have Skolosites, peace. I am an instrument of peace. Okay, so one thing that I'm getting here is that you have learned how to stabilize your passions. You've learned how to use your creativity. And so it doesn't matter where you direct your creativity. So if you're not explicitly an artist or a writer, it could be the way that you creatively solve problems. This could be my pile where we have a lot of earth showing up, but we also have Leo here. And we have some wands energy, we have some fire energy. So it could be that maybe you have a temper, or maybe you would have like just bursts of creativity that you didn't really know how to use. This indicates that you have found a way to stabilize that. And then we have Libyan gold tektite manifestation. I manifest positive outcomes. Yes. And this has been there's been or may continue to be some issues in stabilizing or balancing the solar plexus. The solar plexus chakra has to do with pride and ego, but also active energy. It's very masculine. It's our inner sun. And also the crown. So with the pentacle energy and with this card right here, I'm feeling like there's been a lot of struggle in trusting the visions or the connection to your spiritual self, to collective sort of energy, or like upper energy, upper world energy. And it's through the upper world that our teachers come through and our guides come through. So I see you listening to your guides a little bit more here. Or if not, that's definitely one of the messages or some of the guidance for you. And we have Divine Temple Crystal. Wow, yes, source. Right? I am deeply connected to an expression of the divine source of the universe. I feel like I've delivered the message of each card right before it comes through. It's so funny when that happens. But the way that this crystal I guess it's not laid out, it's like the way that it exists naturally, but where there's all of this like divine source energy, the white energy, and then you see the colors down below, you're reminded that you are still grounded in your other energy centers, in your body, in your emotions. You're not going to float away if you're not going to like if you're afraid of going crazy for just allowing yourself this guidance, you're okay, you're safe. If you need extra assurance for that, seeking a teacher, but there is some beautiful abundance coming in for you, pile number 1. Very happy for you. So please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what, if anything, spoke to you, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Pile number 2, you chose the tortoise. So immediately I feel I'm getting a message about part of what you're hiding from is chaotic energy. So this card says you're too fragmented, so do whatever it takes to get grounded. Yeah, okay, wow. I didn't even read that before. Anyway, the messages are really coming together in this reading. So we are looking at a situation where I feel like there's a lot of undirected, unpolarized energy, just kind of flitting here and there, feeling directionless or feeling overwhelmed a lot. There could be a lot of anxiety. And with fragmented, this could also speak about not really knowing where you're headed or where you're going. And especially when you think about a tortoise or a turtle, you sort of want to set your direction because it's going to take you a while to get there. So this is about setting clear intentions. Let's get more about, I think this deck is calling to me for this pile. Let's get more about this. Okay, so we have you. What can we know for pile number 2? Yeah, there's an inner conflict of will. There's oppositional forces within you that are fighting for dominance. So this could be, I'm going to use an example from my own life. I'm a Virgo with a Sagittarius moon, and so the Virgo part of me wants to stay home forever, just be at home, hermit. And the Sagittarius part of myself is like, no, expansion, wander forever, never be at home, And so these two forces are always competing with each other. Do I want to stay home or do I want to wander? So it could be something like that, or it could be a decision that you need to make, or that you're juggling two different things. This could be two different people, two different jobs. So maybe your main job and a side project, a passion project. And the Archer. Okay, so what this is doing is it's taking away from your ability to develop precision and skill, is what I'm hearing. So because of these oppositional forces working against each other, you're sort of like, I'm giving energy to one, I'm giving energy to the other, and you're not getting as far as you could if you were able to choose or direct your energy more clearly. Let's see what else we can know about this. Let's clarify. All the cards are dropping down on the floor. We have the Six of Arrows transition. Okay. You're looking to make a change in your life. I'm reminded of something that my ex-husband said to me, and it's probably the reason I married him. He said, "You wrote a line about me in a song, and it said that her prison is a prism of doors." And this is really what I'm feeling for you, pile number 2, is that you have, it almost feels like you have too many options. If someone were to ask you, what are you good at? It would be hard to narrow down. Like, you've got a bit of a jack of all trades vibe to you. So when it comes time to choose, you know that you can throw yourself passionately into many things, many random things. You may have ADHD. Not that I'm diagnosing you. This would be something that you already know, but there's chaos here where there needs to be more stability, more skill development, more intention, more direction. And so this, what ends up happening is that you're constantly leaving situations, or you're constantly having to start over, it feels like. And you've become an expert at starting over. But that gets tiring, doesn't it? Well, and especially, like, I don't know honestly how slow a tortoise moves, but for the sake of this argument, I feel like they move fairly slowly. I mean, compared to like a cheetah or something. So, so when you think about moving slowly through each transition, it's like you build this foundation, or you build this life for yourself, and then you have to like tear it down and start all over again. And this could be in relationships. Again, there's many different ways I feel this coming up, and it depends on who you are. It could be because of this chaotic energy. It could be in all areas of your life. So your relationship, your job, your friendships, hobbies. It's pretty much everywhere. So let's see if we can help you to get some direction. Okay. One more. No. Way too many cards. Of course that would happen for us here at pile number 2, wouldn't it? Okay. Yeah. We have the 4 of bows, the 3 of arrows between, and the 5 of bows. The 4 of bows in this deck is celebration. And we see people dancing around the fire. And then heartbreak is or jealousy in this deck, but really you can see this heart is burning and it's got arrows in it. It's been hit twice. And then the empowerment. A good strong erection there. But if I'm thinking about these in terms of rider weight as well, I'm looking at both meanings, right? So we have this sort of like aligned destiny that comes up for you. So this feels like you find something that feels really, really good. It feels really aligned. And then it doesn't work out. Your heart's broken. And then you have all of these rebuilding things. This is basically just telling the story that I was talking about before. But what can we see from this? We can see that you have tremendous resilience in being able to move through these energies, and in being able to move through you know, your heart breaking. And this really feels like, okay, so let's say you start an endeavor or a business or something like that, and you started at the same time as someone else. You start out with this fire, this passion, you're really skilled, you're really talented, because I'm getting that, you know, the things that you do put your energy into, you're good at. So even though you're a jack of all trades, you're good at all of the trades generally. Like you have the potential to make them work, and that's what you see. So you start out with this new venture, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a job, a business idea, something like that. And someone else starts at the same time. And so you start to build, they start to build. And at a certain point, things kind of are falling apart. Things are not feeling right. But you see that other person continue to grow and continue to thrive and be successful. And it leads to this feeling of like lack. So that's where this jealousy comes in, is that you wish that you could stay behind. Which is not to say that the other people are behind, but they are behind you because of the way that your life moves on and the sort of momentum that your life has. I feel like you're meant to take on, and again, with the tortoise, I feel like there's a tremendous amount of like wisdom there, you know, like lived experience wisdom. So you are gathering these skills, these abilities, and then you have to move on from it. And what that leads to is this empowerment. And what it means is that when you find the thing that is right for you, it's almost like you're jumping in the middle. So if it's a relationship, you're going to start a relationship where it feels like you're starting it from the middle, like you're not having to get to know them from the bottom up in the same way, or whatever the job is. It'll be like innate for you because you just have the instincts. You've developed the instincts for it without even knowing it. So let's get some advice for you. Is this what I want? Let's do a door. Okay. It's okay. So I also want to say that there could be something in Eastern wisdom here for you with the hare, the tortoise. And then this card popped out. And this is a Buddhist temple, I believe. So there could be something in Eastern teaching that is really going to unlock something for you here. And it says divine guardian. Oh my gosh. Okay. So there could be a guide that you'll find through the teachings of Buddhism. And which is not to say that you have to go and be a Buddhist, but it could be that studying something, or there's going to be a quote or something that unlocks and connects you with a divine guardian. It says, do not be nervous today or tonight. The path you are on will lead you just right. Yes. Interesting. Okay, so you are on this path already, I guess, is the roundabout thing that we're trying to say. So setting the intention, this is an intention you could set more broadly. This is an intention, you know, like, I think probably the details of where you end up are not up to you, or they have been set out from the beginning and it's so obvious you just can't even see it. But this is more like, I set the intention that I have, you know, a loving, comfortable home, or I feel a certain way. It's more like setting feeling intentions than specific material intentions. Though you can ask for material things and set those kinds of intentions and like aim for, you know, like a certain level of stability or security, like that's there. But I don't think that the actual like job or relationship is going to be apparent until it is. Like it just, this is your path, is to accumulate random skills and abilities, seemingly random, and then it'll all come together and you'll feel so empowered. Yeah, this door is an opening in a very broken down kind of scene, like a disused home. And I really feel like this is what you move into and you make it into a palace. And it says walkabout. Absolutely. Wow, these cards are so aligned today. You discover your path in sacred walkabout. The trees are your people. The earth is your tribe. In indigenous lessons, you will find the will to survive. Okay, some of you may have, you know, suicidal ideation. Not all of you, but some of you may have that, because this is definitely a struggle. It's a hustle. It's a difficult and hard way to live your life. And when you see other people kind of coasting by, sticking to one path, and you're like, why do I not belong here? So this is another thing that this brings up, is the idea of belonging. You know, if you are not able to stay in that one lane, on that one path, you're losing people a lot. You're losing situations, you're losing homes, you're losing, you know, but you're also gaining each time you lose. And there will always be bits of those past lives that you've had that come with you. Fairy stone, good fortune. You definitely have good fortune. But this again is something, it's like when you see people just kind of like, maybe the person that started, I don't know, photography at the same time as you is now like a renowned photographer, and maybe, you know, when you were coming up together, you thought that your skills were superior to theirs, or, you know, that you had something more interesting or unique to offer, and you're sort of like, why have they exceeded where I, and it's perceived as a failure, but it's actually good fortune that moves you on. And I'm reminded of the story, and this it was in a book called Zen Shorts that I read but it was an Eastern story about the farmer, and his neighbors come to him each time something happens, like he loses his horses, and his neighbors are like, oh, what bad luck, and he's like, maybe, and then now I'm forgetting all the different details. Oh no, his son finds the horses but breaks his leg trying to train one of them. So the good luck was finding the horses. The bad luck was that he broke his foot. The army comes to town, and they don't want the son to go to the war because his foot is broken, and that's the good luck. And each time the farmer responds, maybe, because good and bad luck are wrapped up in each other. So I'm reminded of that with this fairy stone and the ambiguity of your situation. You can't say good or bad about your situation, but you can say that you're fortunate. I am open to receive all the goodness. Okay. I am open to receive all the goodness the universe has to offer me at all times and in all ways. So when I say that you have good fortune, and you say to me, let's say we're having a conversation, you say, okay, but I have these traumas. I've had this happen to me. I've had this situation or that situation. I get it. Trust me. I really, really do. But you also survived all of those situations. And not only did you survive, but you are on a path to thriving, which is sort of the incredible thing about that. And we have aquamarine. Communication. I communicate with ease and grace. Something to do with the throat chakra here. I feel like this is a clue about what you're going to do. Something to do with communications. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I want to pull a few more tarot cards to look forward, look to the future as far as we can. What is the future here for my pile number 2s? The King of Arrows. Again, communication, something in the communication sector or academics. Maybe you write a book, but you are going to be at the top of your game in terms of ideas. Like these are ideas that other people will inspire other people, that will lead other people potentially. And I'm hearing like a really acute discernment. So things that maybe you struggled with before, or if you were like sort of back and forth on things, or you had a lot of uncertainty, you're going to come into a space of like, it's like precision in how you do this work moving forward. Ace of Bows, the spark of life. This is a totally new life that's ahead of you from what you've experienced before. Let's get one more. There's some really interesting parallels with pile number 1. But as always, if you're drawn to more than one pile, feel free to check that out. Sometimes there are messages in more than one. And the Page of Arrows, the Page and the King of Arrows. Yes, there could be, it's something to do with like social media, fast-moving communication. There's a way in which you communicate and a way that you communicate creative ideas, or maybe the rate at which you come up with creative ideas is really important and significant moving forward. And that's where you've built all of this, all of these skills and abilities are going to feed into that. So maybe it's I don't want to plant ideas in your head, but maybe it's like a YouTube channel, or you write a book, or you become an influencer somehow on social media. I say somehow because I'm just ambling through all of this. I don't really quite dedicate myself to understanding it. But yeah, I really see this, you coming out of a winter, coming out of a struggle for a whole new life. It's going to feel really, really good, and really different. And you'll be able to look back and kind of be in awe of yourself, which is the best. I think that's the best. All right, that's what I have for you, pile number 2. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please leave me a comment, like, subscribe, and take care. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the beautiful sea turtle here, and it says conservation, make conscious choices. I'm really feeling this, that there's a deep sensitivity. Sorry if my voice is going away. There's a deep sensitivity in you that really, it's almost like you've gone into your shell because it hasn't been honored. You haven't had the right people around you to honor the sensitivity, to honor your gentleness. This is very much that hard exterior with a soft interior, and not necessarily that you come off as hard, but that you struggle to be vulnerable. There's also something here about your energy being drained that maybe you haven't quite figured out in what situations, or you've struggled with the situations where you are drained. So accepting that certain situations or certain people are draining for you, and that you have to pull away. I'm also getting that you are, wow, I'm getting a lot here. So there's a healer aspect to you. There is something about healing, and that you have to pull back and conserve your energy, build your energy, work on nurturing yourself, work on caring for yourself, and building that energy back up again, because you're running on fumes potentially, or it's heading in that direction. And it's like wispy and thin, and you need nourishments. You just need like some big hugs and someone to take care of you the way that you take care of others. Yeah, we have the Three of Cups. And it did come out reversed. I'm just noting that there is this. The Three of Cups is a card of celebration. But it's, for me, it's kind of like besties. And there's something to do with your social situation. I'm getting that this is very much a social situation. You're trying to move away from social situations that drain you. But in doing so, you lose out. It feels like you lose out on situations where you can celebrate, where you can collaborate, and you don't want to lose that. I do feel that you are a collaborative person. You really genuinely care about other people and want to be with them and around them. And the King of Pentacles. Okay. So I'm getting that you've been sort of stubborn about this, that you've held on to certain things, relationships mostly, that are holding you back from achieving some of your material goals, but also that this could be very much affecting your health. This is at the point where, and I say this in almost all of my readings, but if you're new, everything is on a spectrum for me. So when I say something, you could be anywhere on the spectrum, from a light case of it all the way to pathological or extreme case, right? And it's for you to know where you are on that spectrum. So for some of you, this could be manifesting in some actual health issues, like it's starting to present in your body or has been presenting for a time, where these social situations, the way that you're nurturing, the people that you're allowing around you are draining you to the point of being ill or sick. It's like you're martyring yourself. I say things and then the card comes out. There's this like abundant, generous energy in you, which is so beautiful and so sweet. But who's giving to the giver? This is the big question that Sea Turtle is trying to highlight here. And I do get a lot of water energy. I'm really getting a strong Cancer vibe here. That kind of Cancerian thing, which also makes sense with the shell and the soft inside. You know, my Venus is in Cancer, and I always relate the sea turtle to my heart or the turtle itself to my heart. So there's this gentleness, this nurturing, this softness, this beautiful generosity and caring and wanting everything to be balanced and fair, but for everyone but yourself. For everyone but yourself. What else, please? What else can we know? Okay. So there is there's a really good celebratory energy coming in for you. And this celebration comes through strength, inner fire. So not through the emotional ties to the people or things that are draining you, but through a journey of independence, really, or a journey of self-reliance. It's like you, okay, yeah, there's a lot of hard work ahead for you, but you have a hardworking energy. Again, I'm getting that this hardworking energy actually gets exploited. So you're very generous with your time and your energy, and then you may end up getting exploited. So what's being asked of you is that you find some more discernment, that you assert and discover better and healthier boundaries. So taking stock. Okay. Let's just sit with this for a bit, with the cards that we have. So what is coming up here? You have the 6, the 7, and the 8 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, your health and your material situation. It's like you've been feeding everyone but yourself first. Maybe quite literally, maybe metaphorically. And you're being called to take stock, to just observe this, to come into a place of analysis, to decide and to look at the people in your life. I'm getting that there's 2 people specifically that you're going to want to take a look at, because you are just leaking energy in that place. And so sometimes we like to think about, empaths or healers being drained by people, like it's somehow the people are actively draining us, when other times we're either leaking energy. I'm getting that it's all of the above for you. We're leaking energy and we're giving it. We're over giving it. And so we can't blame people if they take what we give them, right? And so this is about really being honest with yourself about that. But being honest with yourself in a really understanding and gentle way, not in a not calling yourself names or putting yourself down because you didn't do this from the beginning. This is something that, it's because you have a good heart. It's because you have such a loving spirit. Let's get more advice. We have rest. Yes. Yes, rest. Conserve your energy. Actually, truly rest. Pull your hands out of all the different pots that you're stirring for other people and stir your own. Slow down. You don't have to solve everything today, which is another part of that. I feel like you probably feel a lot of responsibility for other people that are not you. And they are not your responsibility. They are their own responsibility, just as you're your own responsibility. Which does not mean that we can't be nurtured or loved. We absolutely can. Pile number 3, I really don't want to be harsh with you. I'm meaning all of this with the utmost compassion and love. I really am. I see that you are a very lovely, beautiful human, and you have just sunk into this place of unwellness, of being really physically unwell because of the level of love and care that you put into others, and you deserve that love and care too. Okay? Breathe. Rest and breathe. Beautiful messages for you. Slow down and contemplate the sea, violets and ivy tangled around the caves. I'm really getting that a period of solitude would be really nice for you. Yeah, in a quiet place. If you can set that up for yourself, I would highly recommend doing that, because this is slow down. This is, this is taking a look at your work schedule even and saying, okay, how many hours can I cut back and still make ends meet, honestly. And minimizing the number of commitments you have and the number of things that you have to do, and accepting undone things. So if you don't get something done, still allowing yourself time to rest. You deserve rest. And it says, move. A rolling stone gathers no moss, which seems contradictory. But what I'm getting from this actually is that I'm seeing walking. Maybe you're taking a peaceful walk in nature, but this is also, so it's a double meaning. There's a movement away from, I think that there are a couple of people that you will have to actually cut ties with in order to make yourself healthy again. And so walking away from those things. We'll take a look at some future energies. I'm just going to get a few more oracle cards and then we'll look at those future energies. Look how pretty these are. This is your energy. It's so soft and it's so beautiful and it's very feminine and nurturing. And I know that you give the best hugs and you make lovely tea when someone is sick. We have Blushing Bride. Your intentions and heart deserve to be known. Yes, what your needs deserve to be met. Your intentions deserve deliverance, not just the other people around you. And, like the people around us who love us want us to have these things. They want us to have our desires fulfilled, and they want us to feel content and full in ourselves. And if they don't, they are not someone who has that true love for us. Learn from friendships old and new, cornflower. Okay, so this could be an indication that it is a friendship that we're looking at, but also I'm feeling that your friendships or lack thereof, or any difficulties that are there, or any parts that thrive. Which friendships thrive on you sacrificing yourself? And who do you leave feeling drained, and who do you leave feeling good, better, recharged? I think that's important for you to know. And finally, Daphne. What pleases us most shapes us. Yeah, and so there's definitely a fundamental part of you that feels good about and loves nurturing others. So it's not about not doing that. It's just about finding a way to do that for yourself and then do it for others, to do both. So we are now going to take a look at, I'm looking for the cards. We're going to take a look at what's coming for you, some future energies. Once you have done this work and moved through this cycle of setting boundaries, nurturing yourself. Oh my goodness, renewed hope. The Star is probably the most beautiful card you could get. I'm so happy that you have this here. What a beautiful, beautiful card. So this is whatever your heart's desire is, you can make that wish and that wish can come true. The Seven of Swords. Okay, so there is definitely going to be a process, an ongoing process of unmasking, shifting perspective. What part of you hides behind nurturing as well? Do you feel like you have to do that to be loved? I know that's a big question. Again, okay, the Moon. I feel like, pile number 3, I feel like you don't listen to your intuition, and what's coming in for you is that you will start to listen to your intuition. All of this watery energy means that you know and feel the truth in your body. And this truth is going to be illuminated as you start to set boundaries. And it's going to be difficult to see and hold people accountable for who they actually are. I know that's going to be really hard for you, but you are supported, you are loved, and doing this work and acknowledging these things is only going to draw people into your life who are willing to honor those parts of yourself. Your soul family, you know? I think I'm going to leave you there. I'm leaving you with a hug and so much love. You're the sweetest. Okay? So those are your messages from Sea Turtle. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Pile number 4, welcome to your reading. The Sea Turtle. There's a deep emotional energy here, but it's also met with deep thoughts. I'm hearing time and time I've tried. Time and time I've lost. So there's some grief here that you're processing, that you're hiding from. What exactly are you hiding from? The Fool came out reversed. You're hiding from a new beginning, from taking risks, from being young, from being playful. Maybe there was something in your life that made it so that you had to be more responsible, or you felt like you had to take on that role. And so it just became like an armor. You always have to be the responsible one. Notice in situations if you are automatically taking on that role when you don't need to. Advice already coming in. This is going to be interesting. Pile number 4. These messages have been coming in all piles in an intense way. Yeah, here we go. 8 of Swords. You are bound by your own anxieties, by your own set of rules that you've created for life and for yourself. But you created them because you needed to. These were survival tools. So maybe there was a parent who was kind of young in some ways, or there was a rebellious sibling, or there was just a situation where you had to be responsible, and it has bound you. This idea of yourself being the thinking one, being I'm putting that in air quotes because there's no such thing as a thinking and a feeling person. Like often the people who think that they're thinkers are actually just deeply repressed emotional people. So this feels like you self-imposed limitations that stem from a fear of letting go of control. Okay, there we go. We got it. And what are you opening up to? So what is Sea Turtle guiding you to open up to? Whoa. Every single card has fallen on the floor today, I think. The Two of Cups, to love, to partnership. Okay, so this control issue, or this issue of letting go on these self-limiting beliefs, have held you back romantically. They've held you back or in partnerships. It's almost like you think that there's more to it, or more steps, or more worthiness, or there's just more that you need. This is kind of like, you know, I can't go on that walk because I don't have the right shoes, I don't have the right water bottle, I don't have the right clothes, I don't have the right da-da-da-da-da. When really, like, you could just go for the walk and risk having the wrong things and then, like, make adjustments as you go. What else are you opening up to here with the Two of Cups? What else are you opening up to? The Nine of Pentacles. This came out reversed. Okay, so this is collaboration, allowing others to help you, allowing others to water your plants, allowing others to allowing or trusting others to be responsible. There's some kind of freedom you need to ride the current instead of, it's almost like you ride the current, but you feel like you have to swim against it. Oh my gosh, I'm having crazy deja vu. I wonder sometimes with these readings, because I have reading amnesia and I don't really remember what I say. It's sort of the nature of channeling, but sometimes I have these flashbacks and it's almost like similar messages come through. Like there was a message in the Raven reading that is very aligned with this. The idea of letting go of control almost feels dizzying. We have Cancer energy here. But the Cancer energy coming up in a turtle reading makes sense because it's, you know, a crab and a turtle, like the shell, the soft interior, the, you know, protecting sensitivity. But this is also like it's been hindering your growth. It's almost like hyper maturity has hindered your growth. Like this idea of yourself as being really, really capable has kept you from things that your heart wants. Let me get something more here. The Hermit, Virgo energy. Yeah, wisdom and knowledge are two different things. And if we go too heavy on the knowledge, we can forget that there is a wisdom in making mistakes. There's a wisdom in letting go of control, stepping off that cliff, taking that risk. Sea Turtle is really calling you to take the risk, but the weird thing about this risk is it doesn't feel, because I'm not you, because I'm not you, this does not feel risky. Like I am a much more of a risk taker than you are, so it doesn't feel like it's like, it's literally your risk is going into a current that's going to lead you exactly where you need to go. And it doesn't, but it seems like such a big thing to you. And it is to you. I'm not minimizing this, you know, that feeling by any means. I'm just saying that it doesn't feel the same way for me as it does for you. But this is leading you, yeah. It'll be a whole new world when you open up to that flow of energy. All right, I'll have you do something with me, even though you can't see me. Just bring your hands together and create some heat. So rubbing your hands together. And I start circles this way. So when I run events, if you ever want to check out my events, they're in the description box below. So when I run events, I start circles this way, and in my morning sunrise solar yoga classes, we end classes this way, and it's connecting in with the flow. So bring your hands out to your sides, palms facing forward. Close your eyes and envision a circle. So you can just feel this circle, just know that it's there, and it's a circle of energies and entities. And we're all connected here in this flow of energy from right to left through the heart space. And so we receive through the right and give through the left. And just feel this energy flow from right to left around the circle. And know that you do not have to take anything. You don't have to disrupt the flow in order for you to be full, that you are completely fulfilled with the passage of this energy from right to left around the circle. And if at any time you feel like you are disrupting this flow, if you're being a bit of a beaver and building a dam, let's not start mixing our animal metaphors here. Then you can always come back to this exercise and feel this flow of energy from right to left through the heart space. Beautiful, open energy. Now, what oracle cards do I want to get for you? You need to open up to your dreams. Let's take a look at this oracle advice from the Sweet Dreams Oracle deck. So I've been getting a lot of oracle advice through these readings, and it's been really beneficial. Fearlessness, yes, they all hit home. All right, what does this say? It says, I pay close attention to my heart and my mind. I do not allow fear to distract me. And that's the main thing here is fear. And so what happens too in this space of fear is that you will have reasons. Some people might call them excuses. I'm going to call them reasons because they're totally legitimate to you. But it's like I don't have the right shoes. I don't have the right this. I don't have the right that. And so you create this fortress of thoughts and justifications that keeps you in this place of stuck. But I don't feel like you don't have things. I want to be clear about that. I don't feel like you haven't achieved things. That's not the kind of stuck that you are. I feel like you have been very good at progressing linearly. No. In a linear way. But there are desires of the heart and in relationships and in situations, just being nurtured, just feeling like letting loose and feeling free. There's a fear of being free here. Energy. I work with my dreams and my spirits. Energy to reach my highest good. Yes, and this is what we're looking for. This is what we're working for, is to get to this highest good. So while you are you're working toward a certain kind of good, but it's not integrating the heart enough, I feel. There's definitely some heart opening that needs to happen here. Do we have any more from this deck? One more. change. Oh, change is not your favorite. There's a lot of Capricorn energy in this reading as well. I know we have Virgo and Cancer, but I'm feeling also with the Chariot reversed, I think about how Capricorn is the opposite of Cancer. And so we almost have like a Capricorn energy coming from the reversal of the Chariot. So change. I embrace change in this new day and I adapt to what is to come. Now this could be, so I've been speaking of this more broadly, like it's your whole life. This could just be certain areas of your life, particularly romance and allowing people to do things for you. I feel like you may say if you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself, or you know, like you won't delegate things. You'll just kind of take those things on, even if it's offered. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck was nurture, so I have to let this one out. Allow yourself to be nurtured. I open my arms and wrap around those that need nurturing, starting with myself. And that's going to be a new beginning for you if you can open yourself up to that. I'm feeling like we're going to get some crystal wisdom, and then I'm going to get some future energy cards just to see what's coming in for you when you, you know, if you start to open your hearts and start to work through some of these lessons and energies. We have Moonstone. Yeah, opening up to your intuition, cycles. I am in the divine flow. What? Flow. I am in the divine flow of my soul, rhythm, and life cycles. Yes. Trust. This is trust fall, but into universal energy, your soul's path. And rhodochrosite. Killed it. Self-acceptance. I fully accept myself and know that I am worthy of great things in life. So this isn't something that has fully come up yet in your reading, but this could be an issue, you know, self-acceptance. I think accepting yourself as something other than this hyper responsible or whatever it is that, like, you almost have a rigid sense of self or a rigid sense of like who you need to be or the role that you need to take up. And you put yourself in a box that you don't need to put yourself in. It doesn't need to be there. I feel like you need one more crystal wisdom card. Fairy stone, good fortune. So this is falling into that flow and that trust again. Trust that good fortune is coming your way. That, again, like what I'm seeing for you is literally just you stepping into this stream, and it leads you exactly, this current leads you exactly where you need to go. And that's lucky, you know. I am open to receive all the goodness the universe has to offer me at all times and in all ways, and being open to different experiences and moving through different experiences. So you may want to look into those stones. Because of the earthy energy that I'm feeling, it may be nice to actually physically hold some of these lessons or ideas. So we had fairy stone, rhodochrosite, and moonstone. So let's pull some cards for future energies. What are the possible outcomes here for my pile number 4s? I hope it doesn't sound like I'm being hard on you. It's all meant with love. We have the Knight of Swords. He did come out reversed. Knight of Swords is very forthright. It's almost like a softening. That's what I'm getting there. The Three of Pentacles. Relationships don't have to be hard work. And they don't always have to involve work, and they don't always have to involve you doing something for someone else. So if you only see someone to do something for them, know that you can, like, spend time with them, find something. I feel like you need to discover, or I don't want to say what you need to do, but it would be helpful for you to discover what you do for fun and really have a solid idea of what that is, or start to explore that idea. And they're so, yeah, okay. And then the Seven of Pentacles. So I see coming up for you is, what I see coming up for you is a softening into a period of time where you start to take stock, where you start to look at where you are in relation to other people. There's definitely something about collaborations here. So like maybe even looking at who you are in a group project. So maybe it's been a while since you've been in school, but if you were like the type A1 who always took charge and always made sure that like everything was going on, maybe you didn't make space for others to surprise you. And I think that that's something that's going to come in for you, is that people are going to surprise you. But there's something, the areas, if you do not kind of like do this evaluation, and if you keep going, being hyper vigilant and things like that, it's going to just come up and show itself over and over and over again. And you will in your heart feel like something is coming up short. I feel like I need like one more card, something. I feel like I need something else. Page of Swords. I see the biggest shifts coming in how you ask for help and how you delegate. So that's the starting points. We have other messages here. So what you've been hiding from is an openness to the heart space, to accepting nurturing and help from others, to allowing for play in your life, or allowing some wiggle room. And where you're headed through this, or where you could be headed, or what's the... That was hideously obnoxious. I'm so sorry. Where the sea turtle is guiding you is toward softening, being able to communicate your needs to others. Like maybe it doesn't even occur to you to communicate your needs to others, and that will start to open up. I see this as being, you know, an unfolding process. But you'll get there. You're pretty determined. Once you set your mind to something, you're going to get there. So that's what I have for you, pile number 4. I hope this was illuminating in some way, or helpful at the very least. Please leave me a comment, like, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.